Hello, and thank you so much for continuing to watch Focus Atlanta. In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit about awakening your gratitude. I'm here with Jill Palmquist.
Well, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thanks so much for making time for us today on Focus Atlanta. Tell me a little bit of history. Like, when did you know how important it was to help people awaken the gratitude?
I think that I had kind of a bit of a blessing or a head start with parents who understood that it was a practice and kind of integrated into our family values. You know, it started with just like prayers before meals and, saying thank you. I like to say that I come from a long line of optimists too, and I think that had something to do with it. So it's always been kind of in my DNA. And and then luckily enough, I work for a company that really understands the power of it too. That it's in so many different aspects of living a healthy life. So it's been a long time.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I think that sometimes gratitude is taken for granted, if that makes sense. And people don't recognize the power in gratitude and the power of saying, thank you and acknowledging it. How can we help people to wake that up in themselves?
I love that you're using the analogy of waking it up, like, because for me, it starts in the morning. Like, when I first start to kind of come out of sleep, like my eyes open and I'm like, oh, I'm here again. Thank you. And you start to feel your body and that things are kind of okay, at least from a physical waking up point of view. So I think it's just basically noticing things like that, maybe slowing down and paying attention and then reframing things to look at the positive or what you can be grateful for, what is there. So that would maybe be my quick answer.
Oh, you know what? You used a word, the power of recognizing it. Tell me a little bit more about how we can tap into that. Because again, I think that many of us are just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, right? Flying through life and not taking that pause and taking that time. Do you have any tips about how to get better at that?
Well, the consciousness is one thing. And, there's so many realms of consciousness and it can go really deep. But to me, it just is stopping, finding a moment of stillness and paying attention to what is ever in that moment. Like, I'll run down the stairs at my house and there'll be light on those stairs. And I'm like, oh, that light is so gorgeous. The other thing is to surround yourself with other positive people. If you don't know how to do it yourself, there's a lot of people that do. And so it is contagious and it's catchy. So
I'm laughing because I was totally going to ask you that. Is it one of those things that you feel that energy, that positivity, do you feel that with, like-minded people, like-minded family members? I was literally going to ask you that.
Yeah. Well, that is true. I mean, it's like, it is contagious. And I think that's why we're so attracted to some people, even if they're not like saying, I am so grateful for this, or I'm grateful. They've got that energy of just like, of understanding it and they pass it on. It's just like, I think gratitude is magnetic. It pulls you in and then it pushes you out, as far as what it does to your energy in the world.
Now, as you are recognizing, or as people are learning to recognize, again, the small things. Wow, that tree is really beautiful. Those fall colors are really beautiful. Those small things, can they lead to bigger acts of gratitude?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's so we at Lifetime go a lot about habits. You know what I mean? Like, life, it isn't like these big, huge, like milestone moments, but like this life is forged in the daily accumulations of good habits. And I think it's the same way with gratitude. Like, just a lot of little things lead up to a really good, happy life. There's going to be moments where your gratitude is so huge and overflowing, but I will tell you, don't wait for those moments because they're not as frequent. they can also come with some kind of a letdown. If you're really looking forward to something that you think you're going to be grateful for, it can be like a little, and then it's over. So I'm a big fan of the daily accumulation of a lot of little things, but don't miss the big ones either. Oh, did I just do this? I did, didn't I? Thumbs up on the gratitude, right?
I love it. Oh, thank you so much for making time for us. Thank you so much for helping us to recognize the small things that, to your point, can lead to the big things. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much. And can I just say one other thing?
Sure.
It's a practice. You know what I mean? Like nobody does it perfectly. You just got to keep working at it. And there's going to be some days where you're so grateful and other days where things just have really dark sunglasses. So that's it. But I appreciate you so much for having me and bearing with me on this. And it was really fun. You've got such good energy yourself. I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you. It was so much fun. And I hope that we can do it again. It was a pleasure to meet you.
It was so nice to meet you.
Little pieces of gratitude, pick them up in the day. Again, to her point, you can maybe start small, start, just noticing that one little thing. And then before you know it, perhaps you're being grateful for the bigger things in life and you're noticing how much better life really is. And isn't that what it's really all about anyway? Thanks guys for tuning in to this week's episode of Focus Atlanta. I hope to see you next Sunday here on WUPA.